Hey George, you're right. What are you working on today, George? You're busy. I'm just doing a few weights before I sit down. What's that? Trying to TLL a design agency? What's that? TLL? When you say TLL, I'm just going to shut that window. Hey Cornell, how you doing? Oh, tell. I'm trying to work out what the TLL acronym is. I'm going TLL. Hey. The re-incubate camo that I use for my, when I'm streaming, because I use my iPhone camera. There's now loads of updates that they've just announced. So the updates are that it works with QuickTime, which is really good. WhatsApp and all that, which is good. It now works on Android as well, even better. So I use re-incubate camo because this is my iPhone I'm using as my webcam. And I really like it. I really like it. I think when it comes to webcam, I think the quality of it is so good. It's so good. Right? It's so good. So just checking what other stuff it says shot on. Ah, cool. Looks like they've got some nice cool settings in there. I was wondering when they might be updating for Android phones and stuff. So it's about time they did that, actually. Because I thought it was a bit of a shame that quite a lot of people couldn't use it because it only worked on iPhone. But it was about time they introduced that. That's super good. I'm just seeing how this face follow functionality works. So it's kind of quite good, that, isn't it? So it kind of moves. You know when you're doing the mini thing. It's a bit funky, isn't it? Let's put it back onto normal. There we go. Cool. Is it me or is it a bit dark? I think it's a bit dark, isn't it? There we go. Is that better? I think that's better, yeah. You know the re-incubate camo that I'm using? This plugin, this website, let me just open it for you, now works on Android phones as well. And it is super, super good. Let me show you. Right. Re-incubate camo is now available for the Android phone as well. So you could use this. It is really, really good. It is super, super brilliant. So you're using your Android phone or your iPhone as your webcam. You don't need to spend money on a webcam. You don't need to spend money, anything like that. You just use your iPhone or your Android phone or your Samsung or whatever as your webcam, which is so much more cost effective than you spending money on a high-def cam. Which, the trouble with high-def webcams is that if your lighting is not absolutely brilliant, you don't get sharpness. You get like a little bit of a blur effect or pixelated or it looks a bit smudgy. Yeah, sure, mate. Let me just post it here. God, it's a bit bright, that light, isn't it? There you go. Have a look at that. I wonder if they posted a link over here for it. It doesn't mention on their website that it does definitely do Android, but according to the post I just got from them, it says it does do Android. But before you buy anything, because it does cost $60, $70, there is a on their website, right, there is a live chat. Okay, so I would say go do the live chat and just double check. Okay. Just say, look, can you confirm, does this do Android phones? According to their message, it does, but you can never be too sure, right? So you just want to be sure of that. Hey, Inderpreet, how you doing? Oh, house. Oh. I think George is pretty busy. He's working in the background. Nice one, Holland. And I know you've already commented. So in Contact Us, there'll be near the top, it says live chat, or somewhere it will say live chat. I mean, I know the video probably helped Holland, but I hope you got there. Hope you got there with what you wanted to do. No, I don't really use CrocoBlock. Not had a massive need to use it, so I don't use it. Ha! That's the way to make it work. Just say the name. Ah, cool. You can see it, Cornell. Good one. Oh yeah, I've done a video which I think comes out tomorrow, George. You know the breakpoint, the tip you gave us on the class name blank or whatever it was. And I mentioned you in that, okay, to say thanks to you because you gave us the tip on it. So remember Shortcut, that e-commerce solution. So Adam from WP Crafter has now opened it up to basically let people download it. But I can see there are loads and loads of people having bugs with it. But it just seems like there's a lot of bugs with it at the moment. Because there's a private Facebook group for it, and I joined it. And it's a bit weird because it doesn't even properly tell you how you download it, which is weird. It says you joined the group, but it doesn't say where is it. Where is it? Where'd you download it from? But anyway, seems like there's quite a bit of bugs with it. Ah, cool, Cornell. They're normally pretty quick at replying, by the way. You should get it in the next 2 hours because they're UK based, so I know it'll be daytime for them or afternoon for them. So they should reply. Oh, right. So just seeing. Hey, Jimmy. May the 4th be with you. Thank you very much. Holland. I want to make text animation like the same as the Apple website. The JavaScript is online, but I don't know how to make this in there. Which text on the Apple site? Which text you talking about? So when I go to Apple, right? Which animation are you talking about? I'm just going to the website. It's taking a long time to open. Oh, the AirPods page. Yeah. So which bit of the animation? Hey Mark. So which bit of the animation are you referring to? So when I look at the AirPods page, right? Let me just put it on this screen here. Just to make sure we are all looking at the same page, right? So if I go like that, and I do that, like that. So when I refresh this page, which animation are you referring to? Are you talking about this bit here that appeared? It's the iPad Air. Which, because you've said, right, the text animation, but I'm not sure which text animation bit you're looking at. So that's the iPad Air page. To be honest, Cornell, if it's compatible with Android, it will be fine because it's not about the phone; it's about the functionality in it. The scroll animation. No, not sure which animation you're referring to there. It might be that maybe you're in the US. So let's just go to Safari. Let's see what we get in Safari. Nope, I'm not getting it there either. Can you describe it? Whereabouts is it on this page? So where's that, where does it occur? What do you mean? Oh, that is wired. But anyway, yeah. I mean, if you can clarify what the animation actually is. Is it just the words going left and right? Is it like the words moving left and right, and then you get like, is it like you get the outline of the text when it goes over another image or something? Hey Atif, how you doing? Have you noticed that WP Tuts is pushing more on his Facebook page? He's pushing more and more affiliate or referral links. Have you noticed that? Way too much. There you go, Atif, hidden it. You need to send. You can't send links in the chat. You need to email it to me as info@websquadron.co.uk. Hey Dave, how you doing? Heard any more from that Twitter lady about that campaign or anything? Heard any more? I'd be mega peeved off if they scammed you or anyone else. Kind of okay. I think a lot of it was what I kind of suspected anyway about behavior and hyperactivity and stuff like that. So, but it was good for him to hear it as well, because when he can hear his teacher saying, look, he can be a bit hyperactive and all of that, it kind of makes him go, oh, okay, I need to think about this now. Yeah, I still don't. Because it's, you can just imagine how many other people are probably getting sucked into this with this person on Twitter, paying for a service and then getting nothing from it. So I built a website for someone, or worked on a website, sorry, didn't build it, worked on it about 3 weeks ago. And they irritated me a lot because they kept changing. You got to email it, Holland. You have to email the code, email it over. And they, hang on, let me just share the email address. There you go. They've now want to make some changes because they've now got other stuff they want to do, and they've had a go and they can't do it, and they've just sent me a list, and it's like, not bothered. Or I'm not going to do the changes unless they pay for it, because these are now new extra stuff they want. They've got a completely different image. I gave them a hero banner, and they go, no, we want a small image. Now they've gone back to having a hero banner image, and it's like, okay, now they want something else for their testimonial. Now they want something else for their shop. And I'm a bit like, no, this isn't just changing a link or a button or a URL. This is changing the structure. Google Adverts isn't a bad way, but I think it's really trying to get into like writers' forums on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that. So Inderpreet, you say you're confused. What do you mean by you're confused? So education experience is got a degree in law. I have no computer qualifications, never done HTML, CSS, JavaScript, none of that. The reason why I got into web design or learning web design is because I was experimenting. So I used to work as a health analyst, and I used to do lots of SQL programming, data mining, data warehousing, interrogating data. So sometimes I would build like reporting software and reports for clients and customers or people. And I would try to be quite clever with how I built stuff. So sometimes a bit of HTML here, a bit of CSS here or whatever. And I've helped build 4 different information portals as well for the NHS in the UK. So I just started experimenting there. But I got no computer qualifications, got a degree in law. Didn't get my first computer until I was 20. 21, sorry. 21, not 20, 21. So I would say that you learn what you need to learn to do the job you want to do. There's no point in someone saying, oh yeah, you got to learn JavaScript. Only learn JavaScript if it's going to help you or be involved in what you want to do, right? If you want to be an astronaut, JavaScript ain't going to help you jack shit. So you got to think about what you need to do what you want to do. Oh man, George, I just read what you said there. I don't. I mean, just reading this request that came in. Oh yeah, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. We want this, we want that, we want this, we want that. And I'm thinking, I don't really care. It's your problem now. It's your problem to sort out. Yeah, Holland, I've just got your email. I'm about to open it. No, Mark. No, I didn't. And I'll tell you what happened was, so while I was doing the law degree, I started working for the NHS at the end of the second year. So I did the law degree as evening classes. I did it over 4 years rather than going uni because I had a day job. So I did my university in the evenings, and halfway through I got a job in the NHS, and basically that went really, really well. Promoted. Things were going well. I just stuck at it. So I didn't really need to. So I haven't really used a law degree for anything. In fact, I could say that I didn't even need a law degree. I could have got where I need to be without the degree. So now I kind of say to people, do you really need that degree? Is it crucial to you doing the job? If it's not crucial, no, not Open University. It was De Montfort University. So it was. I was doing a medical degree at the University of Sheffield. Left at the end of the second year. Got a day job, and then I went back to De Montfort University to do a part-time degree. So basically, you do it you have to attend university. You have to go to evening lectures at the university. Just reading the questions here for Indapre. Got a client, but he only wants to pay into crypto. No. Don't do crypto. Don't do crypto. It's not what. No. Don't do crypto. All right. Because the value is going to go up and down as we're speaking right now. Don't. Just get your money, okay? Don't do crypto. If they're so confident in crypto, they can pay you, right? Just pay you. Indapre, if that is their condition, here's the answer. Here's the answer you give back to them, to someone who says they will only pay in crypto. This is what you give back to them, right? You give them this currency, okay? You give them that currency. Yeah, De Montfort University, Leicester. Yeah, Mark. Ha. To be honest with you, George, I think the law degree is kind of... I think it helps with my analytical mind in analysing what's the cause, what's the solution, who did what, how did this happen? And people I work with used to hate that, because if there was a problem and people would be like, oh, well, it just happened. Oh, I don't know. I'd be like, hold on. So what did you do? Who did that? Who did not do what? Could this have caused an impact? What's the risk? Are we managing the risk? You know, and people used to hate that about me, but I'm very, I love to assess risk and get to the root cause of a problem. Because often then you find out it was a human error or a system error. And how do you fix and prevent it? Yeah, Indapre. And at the end of the day, Indapre, don't care what they're paying. Even if they said, hey, we'll give you £10,000 in crypto. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Because the value of that crypto... What if when you get down to the point where they have to pay you, the value is halved? What are you going to do? They said they would pay you this amount. And if it's only worth that, that's all you'll get. But don't go down the crypto route. Sounds to me like they're hiding. Sounds to me like they don't want to have an audit trail, a money trail that leads back to them, right? So I would watch out for that. Right, I'm just going to check your email, Holland. That's just a scrolling effect. That's just the scrolling effect. Yeah, Holland, that's just a scrolling effect. So what Holland's looking at is, like, let's say you got your image right and you got a bit of text, okay, and as you scroll, okay, that let me explain it. Right, let me just share a page, okay? Let me share a page. Are you there, Holland? Just make sure you're there, okay? So I'm going to show you what you could do, right? Let me show you what you could do. Okay, Holland? Wait for me. Let me show you what you could do. Yeah, very good point, George. When you can buy bread with it, be very expensive bread, won't it? Viewer J. Right, okay, so let me just show you. Right, okay, so I'm just like opening up my page here, right? Okay, right, so here we have a page, right? And I'm going to have two sections. Both sections are going to have exactly the same image. Okay, so let's go for the same image, right? So I have section 1, which has got this image, okay, as a fixed, and I have section 2, which has got exactly the same image, right? The same image. Over here, I could drop in some text like this. Let's just go with something like really like majorly like, I don't know, let's just go with hey, all right? Right, let's just do something like that. Okay, let's just go with hey. Let me just copy that. And I'm now going to drop another one in here. Right, like that. Now, I'm not adding any scrolling effect here. You could add some scrolling effect as well. So, you know, when I get to here, I could go to advanced, go to motion effect, scrolling effect, and then go with like transparency. So I might say like fade out. And I might say you've got to be at a certain point before it fades out, for instance. Oh, I've got to get this right now. I think it's something like that. I don't know. You mess around with it, right? You mess around with it. If I now preview this page, okay, I've got my hey, okay? And look, it's going to start to fade out. And look at that. Okay? Or whatever you want to do. Or you could just have one section and then you just have your content in there, fade in, fade out. That's what I would do. You could have just one section with loads of content, right? And because that is a fixed position, in fact, I would probably say just do one section, don't do two. Just do it as one. So let me just take this one here. Let's just paste that in there. And then obviously, you know, you create your, I don't know, let's just go with 800. All right, just go with something like that. Okay, let's just preview that. Okay. Oh, I've messed up my margins, but you get the idea, right? Because this is meant to be middle. Let me just give this padding of about 400-ish, something like that. I'm just messing around here, okay? So let's pretend that was in the middle of the screen, okay? And it's going to, you know, fade out, and then you got other text appearing. So that's it. You could do it in two sections if you're going to have loads of content, but the same background fixed image. Or you could go with one section and loads of other content. Does that make sense, Holland? That's all you're getting from me today. Yep. So, if you had loads of content, I would probably go for two sections. But you could get away with just one as well, you know. Because the great thing is that what you could do is, if you had two sections, you could have them merging or blending with one another a little bit as well. I did a video on that. So what happens is you have it, as you're scrolling down, the other one fades through and they're already overlapping. So it looks like it's just merged into it. That can look quite cool sometimes. I say it looks cool, but it doesn't. You got to think about your images though, right? You got to think about your images. Yo, 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 Carapace. Yep, so... Hey, Pixstar, sorry I was talking, just noticed you jumped in. You know, Pixstar's like a bug, he just drifts in. Hope you're okay. So does that help you, Holland? Does that help you? Which question was that, Mark? Remind me again. Was that the one you did? Was that the one you sent earlier today? It was the one about was it JavaScript or something? I really do want to ignore you, Pixstar, but you know, you just keep appearing, don't you? Hey, Mark. Hey, Mark, if you get a chance, go and have a look at that Word document I stuck in the Mastery membership. So, Charlie Bird, Thailand Divers, I did a review of his front end and his back end and a lazy load issue as well of his website. It's a couple of pages, you know, there's no images, it's just wording, how to improve some of the cosmetics on every page in the website, the back end, a lazy load issue, some articles to help him understand something as well, and a little bit of code that he might want to try out as well. And that's all part of the Mastery membership that we do. The Mastery membership. You know, don't forget about the Mastery membership. So yeah, Mark, have a look at that, okay? We might have to stop offering those, Mark. You know, I'm worried that we're going to get to a point where I got loads of those and I'm going to struggle to do anything else. We might have to drop them. Stop offering site reviews. But anyway. Oh, yes, Mark, that was it. Right, so Mark's question, Mark Fanning, by the way, not Mark Newman. Mark Fanning's question was about VPN. So that, and I have to say that I struggled to answer that one because to get your website to automatically... If you manually did it, you could do it because you could use like private VPN. But I wasn't sure if that was something you could automatically do. The animation video, hang on, let me just check. I've probably missed that in your email. Let me just double check. The animation email? What was the animation bit? Ah, right. Do you mean with the phones? But you see, all right, let me just share with you a video, okay? I do this all the time. Let me share with you a video. Let me just share this video, right? You might want to go and watch this video, Holland. Okay? Ignore the fact that this video is using Flexbox containers. Ignore that. It's more to do with the scrolling effect I do, all right? And I think it is a scrolling effect that you might find very, very useful. And if you've seen this video, great. If you've not seen this video, I definitely recommend that you should watch it. You need to go watch this video. Right? Watch this. Watch that video. All right? That video, I think, is a great way to explore Apple phones and motion effects. Hey, Alikor. Hey, how you doing? How's your studying? So go watch that video, Holland, all right? The one I've just put. Hey, how many of you watched the Liverpool game last night? How many of you watched that game last night? Talk about, like, shock factor, hey? I don't know. To be honest, though, you know what? In the first leg, he wasn't a confident keeper at all, was he? Last week, he was really. He just kept punching the ball. It was really unconfident goalkeeping. No, nice to have you back again, Elikor. Yeah, I'll have a think a bit more, Mark. But normally you see when I look at a question, something sparks in my head, and I was like this going, the VPN thing. I just wasn't sure about it. Nothing was making me go, Yeah, Tony, it's okay now, but it was raining earlier, and it always puts a dampener on the day. It's my son's 7th birthday tomorrow, so if it's not a nice sunny day, he will be upset. He will be very, very upset. Sometimes, you know, this light that I have here gives me a headache. So look, if I turn it off, I'm way too dark now, right? Way too... Oh, hold on. What if I turn that light on? Hold on. No, I get a light effect. I get a reflection over my eye, but sometimes that light... Sometimes it just hits... I feel like it's hitting my head. Gives me a bit of a headache. Not sure. I'm not sure, Holland. But you need to kind of like what you're looking for is basically what I'm showing you is making the phones rotate. But if you look at the effect, what you then have to think about is like what you got to think about, right? Is they have created an animation of the phones going like this, right? So you've got to now create something similar as an animation and then put that in either as a GIF, probably not a GIF, don't go for GIF. Or you might want to think about something like this. This is a beast of a way to do it. Is this for you or for a client, by the way, Holland? Is this for you or for a client? Is this for you or a client? Who's it for? I did think if Mane misses that third one, you know, the third one where he knocked it. Because when he did it, I was like, shoot. And then he ran. It was like, shoot. Then he was running. It was like, shoot. At what point? You know, like, well, even when he got the ball, I thought, lob it. Because I thought you could easily lob it. I could see Salah running, and I thought, what if he passes it and they get it? Or, I don't know. It was like, just shoot. 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 It took ages. Well, it is a diffuser light. It is. I think, to be honest though, it's I think it's a sign of maybe feeling a bit tired today. So you know when you're tired. All right, I only got 5 hours sleep last night, so that's probably a contributory factor. You know, that's probably a contributory factor, right? 5 hours sleep. That's not going to help, is it? So, I mean, what I say to a lot of people is don't... Okay, let me give you an analogy and then I'll come back to the point I'm making. Who here was using Microsoft Excel in the year 2000 and 2001? Everyone I knew was doing 3D graphs, 3D line graphs, 3D bar graphs. They all had a black background. They started putting in cubes for no reason. Why? Because Excel allowed you to do it. Excel allowed you to do it. So everyone was doing it. And it was like, just because Excel allows you to do 3D charts, you don't have to do 3D charts. So for me, it's a bit like, just because you can do videos and animations on a website or someone's done it, think long and hard about, do you really need it? Is it a feature that adds something of value to the website or the message, or helps to get across what you're trying to say? If not, text and images, nice layout, works just as well. Because sometimes I see some animations where there's something moving and I kind of go, "Meh." And if it's taken them a day or two, they don't care. They've probably thrown loads of money at the website. But if it takes you a day or two to do one little thing, is that one little thing going to make a conversion? Is it going to make someone buy something off your website or go, wow, that's an amazing product, I want that? But could that have just been done with a video with no sound that just auto plays, that shows maybe, like the device spinning or something, could that have just been enough? So I would say, think about the time to invest to do it, the benefit of it, conversion, sale. Is it going to make you want to go on? If it's just because you like the look of it, if you can do it quickly, go for it. If you're going to lose a day or two writing loads of code, doing something that might then not work properly on the mobile, but it does on the desktop, or what about the tablet and all of that? I always say, take a step back and go, is it worth it? Or is it worth it? Hey, Mark, you keep retracting your messages. So one of our old clients called up, and she's got someone else looking after her website because she never took out a maintenance package. And she sent me a WhatsApp message today going, can you please reset my password? And I was like, I don't look after your website. You got someone else managing your website. Why don't you ask them? It's nothing to do with me. We built your website in April last year. It's nothing to do with me. And then she sent me a copy of this message that her new web manager sent her saying, can you also find out if he used the pro version of this appointment booking system? And I just replied back with, I think he should be able to know if I've used a pro version. And secondly, if we had used a pro version, you'd be paying for the pro version of that appointment booking system. I would not get you a pro version and pay for it out of my back pocket. You'd be paying for it. And you would know it's the pro version. It was the appointment hour booking plugin, and it clearly says on that plugin, upgrade to pro. And you kind of think, well, what are you asking me for? I'm not even managing your website. You've got your friend managing it for you, but you've come to me to reset your password. But I don't manage your website. That's a very good point, Jimmy. No, I don't. Do you know what? That's a very good thing. I mean, you do make it clear, though. We do make clear that, look, after the website is built, you have 14 days or 30 days to come back if there's any issues or problems. However, anything new to build or whatever may cost extra or time to invest in or to investigate something, whatever. So as far as I'm concerned, the contract that you do initially and the conversations and the emails you send afterwards, that's good for me. But I do like your mode of thinking that maybe they need to sign a paper. The trouble is, though, what if they never sign it? So if you're saying that paper, when signed, now means, right, job done. What if they never sign it? They may come back and go, well, we never signed it. So it's like, you don't want them to use that against you and they go, oh no, you still owe us X, Y, Z. And I think if you make that clear, got you, then you don't deliver the product. Okay, yep, I get you thinking there. I get you thinking. However, and we know, and I know what I'm talking about here because we have one project that's been going on for ages, and we just don't even think about it. We wait for them to come back to us. Is that the client might not sign, like what George is saying. They might not sign, right? And you might not deliver the project, but that then means they're never going to pay you, right? So you've got the website, they're not signing, you don't give them the website, and they don't pay. So you're still waiting on payment. Nice one, George. Yeah. Because we've actually got someone where we're waiting on them to do something, and we don't even think about it. They owe us money, but we're just gonna go. We'll just wait because then they're not getting their website until they do something, and until they get their until basically it's like limbo. We can't get the payment off them until they do something, and we're stuck in limbo. But we don't lose sleep over it. We don't think about it. We now and again drop them a reminder, and they go, "Oh yeah." But they are so lost up their asses, they don't know what they're doing, which is in some way a pain because there's a pot of money we're waiting for. But I'm a bit like, do they want to? If they want, they could probably go get someone else to build it, but then they've already paid a bulk of money for a fair chunk of what we've already built. So would they go and do it again? Probably not. But yeah. Don't know if you're still on here, Dave, but if David Shuttleworth is still on here, our favourite person is starting their 5-day LinkedIn challenge again. And I feel like telling everyone, don't bother wasting your time on it because they don't tell you anything remotely very good to use. And in fact, when I look at what they say that you will achieve, it's a lie. It is a lie, because they're basically saying, you'll get this, you will get that, and blah, 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 blah. You don't get none of that at all. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look, I'm not going to share it, but, it's a game changer. Light bulb moment. You will understand all of this, all of the opportunities. Blah, 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 blah. I feel like I need to tell everyone, but be prepared for the fact that on 3 of those days, all you're going to listen to is her talking about her life. Because that's what she did a heck of a lot of. And I was like, I get the reason why. I know the reason why. But it was like, you are overkilling it now. You are overkilling it. And the fact that she had loads of her supporters on there that are continuously commenting and behaving like they're brand new, oh, wow, yeah, we're so glad we're here. And it's like, these are actually your members and supporters. Very misleading. Haven't heard of that one, but it's just when I was offering when I was commenting on other people, because the way it worked, Dave, as you remember in their LinkedIn challenge, the way it worked was because I just jumped onto it just to see. I've seen this person a lot. I wonder how good it is. They get you to put all your comments on Facebook, right? And I replied to some of the comments on there, going, "Yeah, that's really good." And then I got a warning from their admin team going, "Don't you dare do that, or we'll have to remove you. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that." And it was like, hold on. Isn't this whole thing meant to be about networking and getting to know people? It was like, but you weren't allowed to put any comments on at all. And I just found, wow, because basically they don't want you to affect their funnel, right? George, we should do one together. Talk about our lives, say 2 minutes worth of info, like using. No, George, you're not joking. We should do it. We should. We should. We should do... We should do an event. I don't know how to set it up. We should do a one-day event. Get loads of you speaking on there, right? It's a free event, so no one's going to make no money, but you get to talk about your experiences and what you do, and you get to talk about your agency and what you offer. I know you're joking, George, but I'll get my solicitor to send you a letter saying you got to do it, all right? And if you don't do it, you're in trouble. Oh, Dave, that's a bit dodgy, innit? A paid ad. Ooh. But yeah. It's got me thinking that as now. What if we did do like a day session? Or something. Stuff like that's always more stressful to manage, I have to be honest. Paid article, well, you know, paid article, eh? But yeah, it's just like, you know, because I even unsubscribed from her mailing list because I was like, this is just such what they're claiming it will achieve for you. I was like, this is so not right. But I unsubscribed and I just got a mail offer saying, hey, it's reopened. Hey, Pickstar, back from the phone. I'm just gonna... Hold on, is this still drinkable? You ever get that like feeling where you just feel like you just get a rush where you just want to like kind of go, right, I just want to quickly do stuff. I just want to feel the strain. A German version of me using Divi. The Elementor gang. What, is that us or them? Yeah, Web Squadron, Band of Misfits. I like the sound of that, you know. In fact, if you shorten that acronym to the Band of Misfits, it'll be the Web Squadron Bomb. Or if you misspelt of and put of, it'd be the Web Squadron Bomb Conference. Well, it's part of... Well, the way you got to think about it, Holland, okay, is like the maintenance. So are you going to be looking after their website and their hosting and everything for free? Do they have to pay for that? So that's what you got to think about. Oh, I think I've pulled a muscle when I did that. Oh, I think I pulled a muscle. Oh. So you got to break down, Holland, you know, backups, which are automatic, but you put it in there. Plugin updates, staging site, minor revisions, you know, stuff like that. He used to do them, and then he does them, and then he stops. However, Atif, I have noticed that he's pushing a lot of affiliate links. Have you noticed? He's pushing a lot more products. And now he's pushing a lot more products, basically, affiliate links. And you know how I feel about doing that too much. There's nothing right, there's nothing wrong with it. But he's restarted that. He only does them, I think, once a week, I think. Season 3, that's it. He has started again, Season 3. Okay, so Holland, here's the thing I would say, right? Okay. When you say you pay Elementor, you pay for the license, right? Okay. I suppose that's okay. Yeah, it's part of your maintenance. See, look, Tony gets what I mean. You get what I mean, don't you, Tony? So it's like he did something about Gutenberg. Page builders for Gutenberg. Quickly, there was a plugin, Quickly or something. And now he's just posted a post saying, hey, here's a 20% offer. And he's made it sound like they've just given him the offer now. And I don't believe that. Don't fall for the bullshit, all right? Okay, he must have spoken to them before. They've given him an offer link, but now he's posting it now, the day after posting the video. Right? Right? He's posted it the day after the video. Why? Because it feels more like, oh, and by the way, Quickly was so impressed by the video, they gave us this. And I'm a bit like, yeah, I bet it was kind of pre-agreed. And how do I know? Because I get contacted all the time. And I just have this thing, right, about the fact that there's so many people. I say this all the time. You push Elemental, you're pushing Divi, you're pushing this, you're pushing that. Then you start pushing Gutenberg. It's like going, what? What? A couple of weeks ago, you're telling people to buy Elementor Pro. Then you're telling them to buy this. Then you're telling them to buy this for Gutenberg. Oh, because Gutenberg is the future. Really? Really? You know, and it's just like, and Tony B, to be honest, right, 30 is just the same. What's his name? Mr. Website Reviews. I'll say it now. He's one of the most annoying ones I find. Mr. Website Reviews. Because he always talks like this. Like it's rocket science. What? And he's always pushing an affiliate commission link, right? Always pushing an affiliate commission link. ITB sales break. It's like watching Ideal World on the shopping channel. Ideal World on the shopping channel is the worst shopping channel ever created. You know, full of con artists, aren't they? Ooh, look at this. We're going to give you all of this, right? This is £10, £10. We're going to give it to you for £2. Yeah, but if I went online, I can probably get this for £1.50. Because they never sell them individually. So why are you saying £10, £10? It's like when they do something like this. They go, look, we're going to give you this book for $10. And free of charge, we're going to give you the cover. and we're going to give you this free of charge. But it already comes with the book. Oh, no, 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 no. This is what you get, the pages, and we're going to give you the cover and this. You think, what? It kind of comes with it already, you know? It's like saying, yeah, we're going to give you a laptop and free of charge, we're going to give you the charger that is built just for this laptop. It won't work anywhere else. It just works for this laptop. And if you get the laptop without the charger, it won't work. So you pay for the laptop and we're going to give you this exclusive charger. And at this point, you're like, oh, I want it. Oh, Mr. Website Review. Sometimes I stumble across this and I just watch 30 seconds of it and I feel like puking, Tony. I experimented with Gutenberg when there was all this big ooh-ha about how brilliant it is. And I was like, this is... Look, the only time you should be using the default WordPress settings is for posts. When you're creating your post, okay, right? That's the only time you use it. And then you use a single post template. I know, isn't that, it's so true, Pix. But the amount of people that fall for it, right? The amount of people that fall for it. I'm not posting his link here because I don't want people to think I'm promoting him. But Holland, okay, so let's break it down, Holland, okay? Here's the website I'm going to give to the client. Here's the website, right? Now the client can go and do what the hell they want with our website. I no longer own it. It's not my responsibility. Do a live stream with him, Karas. Are you joking? He'd be like, hey, Imran, welcome to my channel. I'd be like, don't you mean YouTube? But you're just part of it. No, it's my channel. Anyway, this is your website, okay? You built it. The customer can now do whatever they want with it, Holland, right? However, when there is a backup needed, who's going to manage that? You or them? It's probably automatic as part of their hosting, but you can say, yeah, you sort that out. What about if there's a revision? What about if there's a plugin update or incompatibility or something goes down? What if the email stops working? Oh, yeah, actually, Mark's got a point. Do you mean as in PayPal? So how do you charge? Well, you work it out. You work it out. So we would say like, yeah, haircut again, David. How quick does your hair grow? Well, don't answer that. Don't answer that. So, you know, you might have like £50 a month, but if they pay for the year up front, then you give them 20% off. So it's £500 a month. So are you talking about how do we charge them, or do you talk about what you give them? So backup, staging, revisions, up to a point, updating plugins, email, making sure that's fine, you know, if there's ever an issue. Maybe it's regenerating, purging the cache, stuff like that. Maybe they never have a login to the website. You have the website login, right? And you have to explain that. Because what I would say, Holland, okay, is, so I think you need to have like, and this is where you should consider, right? Actually, it's over there. The Mastery membership. You might think, oh, here we go again with the Mastery membership. It sounds to me like you might need to have a think about your business model. What are you doing? What are you offering to your clients? How are you generating income as well? Because are you, by the way, Holland, are you an agency? Are you an agency, a freelancer? What are you? So tell us a bit more, Holland, because at the minute we're making assumptions. Are you an agency? Are you a freelancer? You don't have to give exact numbers, right? But how many clients have you worked with in the last 12 months? In the last 12 months, how many clients have you worked with? How many clients have you worked with? How many clients have you worked with? Yeah, so you're starting an agency, and in the last 12 months, how many clients have you worked with? I have to be honest, Bo, that I would prefer it to be Madrid, because I'm a Liverpool fan and I would love to see Liverpool get revenge on City. And, yeah, that would be good. Yeah, do you see what I mean, Tony? You've watched his video. He's very so his latest one, he's like, oh, there's so many Croco-Block tutorials. And I thought to myself, dunk, what if there was one video? So that's what we're gonna do. And you just want to like go, you want to like very carefully stand in front of the screen where he is right now, and you want to go like this with your hands and go, Hadouken. Doesn't work, does it? Or even Sonic Boom, right? So Holland, roughly how many websites in the last 12 months? 10, 20, 50? You don't have to be exact, right? But just give an approximate number, okay? Just so I can get an idea. And then I will ask you a few more questions, all right? Just break my Mac. It's like you can. I'm pretty sure you can tell by now that when I do these live chats, and even when I do the tutorial videos, they're not really scripted. They're not even properly rehearsed. I might have experimented with the functionality before I did the video to check, is this going to work or not? But they're not really rehearsed. Oh, what's that noise? I just heard a bang noise. I need to check it. My cat hasn't done something silly. Hold on a second. Just heard a bang noise. Is he alright? Ah, he's fine. Yes, so, what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. Sure, I forgot what I was talking about. Alright, back to Holland. Scripting, yeah. So, Mr. Website Review, his videos, they come across like they're just too scripted. They sound monotone as well. They sound very like this, like very slow and deliberate. This is what we do and this is how we do it. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. Right? Whereas I like to just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Let's just check something for my cat. It's alright, my cat's just knocked something, so I've just got to sort it out. Back. Right. So I'll just read the messages. Hey Andrew, hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm doing okay, just sorting out a few things in the background. Oh wow. Big day for her, that is, isn't it? Good results come out in August, I think it is. Big day. How's she feeling about the exam? She feeling okay? Just replying to a message, okay? Yeah, I mean, the I think, like, you know, when you think back to all the exams you've done in your life, I think the GCSEs or the equivalents were the ones that stressed you out the most, because it was almost like the first time you were really now having to do a proper an exam that has a lot of ramifications for life and what happens to you in a way. I know some people say no, it doesn't, but actually, when you're young, that those exams then they feel like make or break. They're not make or break, but it feels like that. And it's almost like the first time you're going to be able to go back to your family or your parents or whatever, or your friends or your peers and go, this is how well I did and all that. It's the first because, you know, I know kids, they have their SATs, they have this and they have that, but it's the first real, like, you're now, you know, this is your moment. And then after that comes your driving test, then your A-levels or whatever, and then university, you know, and stuff like that. But it's the first time where you suddenly, you know, and leading up to the point when you're going to get your results, that is the most, of all the exams I've ever done, that day was the most nerve-wracking, I think. So they're done when you are basically 16. They're the 16-year exams. So 16 years old. Just going to get another drink. This one's flat as Jack. How old are you, Mark Fanning? How old are you? In fact, everyone, put your age down. Everyone that's on live right now, put down your age. Put down your age. I'll start off. 43. Put down your age. How old is everyone? Tony, 67. 24, 38. I feel like this is the lottery numbers. Random stranger. Jimmy. That's quite funny. They both came on. 38, 37, 37. 64. You know what always makes me laugh? And Chris, you're an exception to this, Chris, okay? Is the amount of times when I've worked, right? Yeah, right, Mark. But the amount of times in my office life when I've shown someone how to do something with Excel or whatever, they look at me and go, "Oh, it's okay for you. You grew up with computers." And I'm like, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't." And then they realise I'm like a year or two either younger or older than them. "Oh, it's okay for you. You grew up with computers." And I go, "No, I didn't grow up with computers." You know? Didn't use Office, didn't use Word or until I was like at university, so 18 years old. Didn't use Excel until I was 21. Didn't use Microsoft Access until I was 22. Didn't use SQL until I was 24. Was it 24? 23, 24. So, it's like people go, "Oh, you grew up with them." And you go, "No, I didn't grow up with them." Or when people assume you know everything about printers. "Oh, Imran, the printer's not printing. What do I do?" And you kind of go, "I don't know." I don't know. You know what I hated? Whenever you had to, when you were in an office and you had to hook up to a computer printer, and you said to someone, has anyone got the instructions? They go, yeah, here's the IP address. And you kind of go, you what? Huh? And you're sat there trying to connect to a printer using an IP address, and it will not connect. And you turn to someone and you go, have you got instructions? Oh, no. Someone did it for us. Someone did it for us. You go, what? I know, Andrew, you would never... Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, when I started uni in 1997, the internet was still a very new thing. And even emails, I mean, back then, your email was literally like... it was like a very dark navy blue screen, and then your text was just in blue, right? Downloading images. Forget that. You'd be sat there for 5 minutes going, you know, as it kind of did it in, right? But yeah, you know, always used to get me that in the office when someone would turn around and go, oh, it's easy for you. You grew up with computers. Like mobile phone. I didn't get my first mobile phone until 1999. 1999 sounds like a long time ago, right? But I was 21 then. That's when I got my first phone. Before that, from about the age of 12, right, up until right before I went to university, I'd be going to the library. Do you remember those days? Right, as a teenager, you go to the library every other day to get books or research. When you're at college, you're still going to the college library to, again, get research and books and whatever, right? Do you remember all of that? You know, we didn't have Wikipedia then. We didn't have YouTube then, or Google. We had Netscape. And dodgy looking websites that were full of adverts. So you had it in the early 90s. I mean, I don't think I ever fully understood computers or the internet or emails until when I went to uni, 1997. And then Netscape Navigator. Was it Netscape Navigator? I remember it was like a globe, wasn't it, with a ring around the globe. But those were the days, right, Melissa? The library. You get your 2 books, you put them in your bag, you carry them home. Boom, 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 boom. And you go back. So AF Design, can you help CSS make a horizontal column slider icon? Oh, I can't even remember what the name of the Windows was. I just remember it was Windows, but I cannot remember what version it was. Actually, I lie. I remember, right, the massive thing about, what was it, Windows... Was it Windows Vista? Do you remember when Windows Vista came out? And they had the slightly 3D... Was it called Aero? It was like Aero, I think. The Windows, there was like a... they introduced all of the icons suddenly went from 2D to like be like that, slightly slanted. Do you remember that? Windows Vista. Ooh. Oh dear. Tell her to get a drink. Tell her to have some chocolate. All right? Best advice I can give is before any exam is just have a little bit of chocolate. It gets the endorphins going. Yep. I remember those big floppies, the big flimsy ones. Aero, George. That was it, wasn't it? Aero. Do you remember that? The whole Vista Aero. AF Design, I want to go back to your question that you raised up there, okay? So you're saying, can you help CSS make a horizontal column slider icon? So what are we talking about? The navigation arrows? What are we talking about here? You're kidding. QBasic in the library. Oh dear, Andrew. The dad taxi. I tell you what, though, it doesn't matter what technology you have. It doesn't matter how fantastic the smartphone, Skynet, the world, whatever. It does not matter. The dad taxi will always exist, right? The mum and dad taxi never goes out of fashion. We have Uber, we have this, we have all these other devices, gig economies. But the mum and dad taxi is always there. We're going back to the days of the dinosaurs, the carriages, piggybacks across a hill, rolling down the hill in a bale of hay. The mum and dad taxi is always there. Well, in a way, Mark, the self-driving car will still belong to mum and dad, won't it? You see, I used to hear about them, but never had a Sinclair. I had the Atari 2600. I had that, and I actually had the E.T. Go Home game, and it was the most rubbish. Even now, I remember how shit of a game it was. The E.T. Go Home game. There was no point to the game. You were literally like just. It wasn't even a maze. You just walked around like that. It was like it was trying to be. It was like Pac-Man, but not Pac-Man. It made no sense. Commodore 64, though, that was my first computer in 1986. I think it was 86. I'm pretty sure it was 1986. First computer. And you know, the joysticks. You know when you got a brand new joystick, you felt like a flight navigator, didn't you? You know when you got a brand new joystick and it, you know, with all the suction grips. You sat there licking them, and then you stuck it to your desk. And then when you ripped it up, you know, when you lifted it off, you got your joystick and your red button here and your red button on top. Oh, those were the days. The worst game ever on the Commodore 64 was the Predator game. The movie that came out in 88, the Predator game, right? You had to load side A, then you had to flip it over and load side B. Then you play the game, you have 3 lives. You died in within a minute, you were dead. It was such a hard game. The minute you die, you had to rewind the tape on side B, reload it to play again. And it was like... Ha, self-drive machines. I wonder where we'll be in 10 years' time, hey? I mean, I can honestly say that half my life wasn't really using computers. I mean, the Commodore 64, come on, let's be honest, it was just a gaming machine, really. You weren't really doing tons of programming on it, or I wasn't. You know, half our life didn't have, no phone. You used to go library. And now in the last 20 odd years, look what we're doing now. Look what we are doing now. You know, YouTube lives, chatting, all this stuff. Where are we going to be in 20 years' time? What we really need to get to in 20 years' time is like transporter technology, where you can just go. And I'm not saying for everything, you still got to walk, but if you wanted to transport yourself from here to London or wherever, can you imagine that? But can you imagine the cost of it? If they ever did something like that, technologically, whatever, right? If they did that, airports would go out of fashion, but they would charge an arm and a leg to get back their money. Why are we even talking about this? How do we even get onto this subject? So Jimmy's looking at one of our videos, automated looping image scrolls, no extra plugin. I was wondering if you... When I did it, I'm sure I tested it and it worked fine. Yeah, exactly. We just go, yay, hey everyone, let's have a meetup. You just go, boop, and you just transport. Unless your internet's down, and then what happens is you get stuck in the router. And when it downloads you, it downloads you bits of you, limb by limb. From memory, Jimmy, I'm pretty sure it did work. I might not have shown it in the video, but I'm pretty sure it worked because what it was using was like the what's it called, the WebKit animation whatever thingamajig. So it should work. To be honest, it's just a bit of code, isn't it? Just drop an image in, drop the code in, and then go to the mobile. I'm sure it worked. No, I'm sure of it because I'm sure I tested it, and I said be careful of how much you make it move. Because on the mobile, it might, because you've got a smaller estate, it might look like it's doing this. So have it gradual. Yeah, your line, your fiber line would make a big difference, wouldn't it? I'll tell you what, though, I would love, I'll tell you the one question I would love to have answered, and I hope it's answered before I drop dead, is aliens. Where are they? Where are the aliens? Do aliens have websites? Huh? Do aliens use WebP? But aliens. That's the question I really want to have answered. Do I think there's aliens? Well, I don't know. Never met one. So anyone that goes, oh yeah, they exist, I kind of go, yeah, but you've never seen one. So stop talking out your ass. And when they go, oh no, they're on, I go, yeah, but you don't know that, do you? You don't know that. So I would love to I would love to have that answer. They use Drupal. Oh my god, yeah. Maybe they use Visual Composer, right? That's what they use. Yeah, let me know, Jimmy, okay? Let me know. I'm pretty sure I looked at it. Is that what they call it, Pixar? Long fingers for deeper investigations? Oh. Someone's just raised a question about page speed insights. I'm just going to quickly run a report for them and see if I can offer them any advice. I know with you, George, all I got to say is Visual Composer and your life just becomes non-existent, doesn't it? What's your question, George? Please don't let your question be about Visual Composer, because I know nothing about Visual Composer. I'll tell you what I can do with Visual Composer. Are you all watching the screen? I can visually compose, right, my middle finger. Okay? I can do that, but that's about it. Oh yeah, the score on this website is really bad. Oh man, come on. Come on. The person's saying they need advice. It's pretty clear what the advice is. Come on, dude. You can see the issue. You know, when I get a bit wound up when someone says, right, I got a really bad score. Why? And you go, you can clearly see it tells you why. Your font, your images. No, it clearly tells you. You don't even have to, it's not even like hieroglyphics or anything. I get a little bit. If you don't know what it is, I get it. But it clearly tells you what the problem is. Hey Matt, how you doing? George, yes. George, I can say yes. So someone was building a website and it was for a course, right? And they started off with Elementor, right? And they were using Elementor. Then they started working with the developer because they were trying to do some funky stuff with JavaScript. And the developer started using Visual Composer on top of it. And I was like, what are you doing? Because they then contacted me and wanted me to take over. And I was like, unless you get rid of Visual Composer, I ain't doing it. And they were like, yeah, but that's got the JavaScript. I went, get the JavaScript and we can use code snippets or something else. Right? And they were like, oh, no. The original designer, he won't do that. I don't know where he put it. And I had a look. I went, look, give me half an hour. Give me a login. I looked in. I was like, he has hard-coded it so deep into Visual Composer. He's basically creating a life form in there. Right now, this is turning into a Star Trek episode. Okay, on top of Elementor, you got Visual Composer, and you have JavaScripted the Java. Right, there is a Java baby forming in there, and one day, when you least expect it, it is going to jump out. Right, it's going to jump out at you. Yeah, exactly, Matt. Do you feel better for that? Do you feel like you'll always think about the money you've lost, but you haven't lost the money because you never had the money in the first place? It's the virtual money you could have had. But the amount of stress it relieves you of is priceless. Exactly, Matt. You asked the question, and if you're not finding anything on Google, and you're not finding anything in the theme or the plugin, you know the support section they have for every theme and plugin, and there's no answer there, there's nothing on Google, and you've asked the developers and they're not got back to you within 24 hours, I always say drop it. Don't go there. Because if it was an easy answer or it could be done, you'd have an answer by now. You would have found something on Google, on a Facebook post maybe, the support forum, whatever, right? You know, you'd have found an answer. So I would say don't. Otherwise, you're trying to form a solution, and you think you got it, and it goes, nope, don't work. I feel like I need to have a bit of script, and I just copy and paste it all the time. Preload your fonts, do your images, do. You know, they've not preloaded any of their fonts. Like, you would have thought that when someone loads page speed insights, and nearly every issue on there is they've got like 20 fonts, none of them are preloaded, right? Just do your fonts. Your fonts has a major impact on your page speed score. Exactly, Matt. You've exactly hit the nail on the head there. You know when you think you got a solution, and then you realise afterwards, actually, there's a bug, there's a problem, and then it's on your head to fix it. And you're like, yeah, but I fudged it together. What you really want is a tried and tested method that others can back up, or the developers go, yeah, this is what you do. So if there's a problem, you know who to go back to. What's George saying? We will write a small function plugin. I can't ignore you, George. No, it's just a copy and paste job, George, because like 9 times out of 10 when people on Elementor say my page speed score is really bad, what's wrong? When you test their URL in Page Speed Insights, images, preload fonts, they've got no optimization plugin because they're getting loads of JavaScript, CSS things popping through, and there's a very high chance they're using a really cheap, dodgy host provider, which is always going to pull things down. So, what do you want? What do you want? If I saw someone, Carapace, with a Visual Composer shirt, I would stop them and say, have you seen this new JavaScript code? I says, let me explain it right. When you have a page that loads, right? When you have a page that loads, it does this. That's what I would show them, this transition effect. It was raining this morning, Matt, and it's still a bit grey. The cloud's grey, and I'm not going to say it's cold, but it's a little bit like, look, I'm wearing this, right? If I take this off, I can feel the chill on my arms a little bit. Oh, thunder and torrential rain. Did you like that one, Melissa, about the transition effect? Did you like that? So I would say, as the page scrolls, you get the message, and it scrolls back up. To be honest, George, if you know you can answer a question, you go ahead and answer it, right? Because if you can relate to a problem, and okay, I'm being serious now, everyone. It's not often I'm serious, but I'm being serious. If someone is talking about a problem, and even though you can't relate to that problem, so I'm being contradictory here, but you can understand where they're coming from or emphasize with them, you do, right? So if you can see that someone is having a problem, and you've never had that problem, but you can see they are feeling down or depressed or just upset, you can be just a voice, or you give them someone they can talk to, or listening or whatever. And sometimes that's all you need. Go for the answer then, George. Go for it. You know the answer. Go for it. Empathize. I can't say emphasize. Feelings. You feel them. No, actually that sounds bad. You don't feel them. That sounds really dodgy. I know Pixar feels them. So it's like, I've got loads of friends that are female, and they go through lots of things that I don't go through, but I can understand that sometimes they just want to have someone to talk to about the problem, and you can give them a view or your opinion as well, and it's that kind of, that unbiased, well, sometimes the reality check, isn't it? Sometimes you're giving a reality check. What do you feel? I was just saying, you feel, don't you, Pixar? You're very good at feeling. We are all a bit doggy. Do you mean dodgy? George, do you mean dodgy? when you say we are all a bit doggy. I think you meant dodgy, because if you're saying we're all a bit doggy here, the term dogging and doggy has a very different interpretation in the UK. Yeah, dodgy, yes. I'm glad we got there. Yeah, Matt knows what I mean. Oh, yeah, well, George, you are... Sometimes I feel like just sending your address to the FBI and saying, I think the closest to an alien is George. Go and probe him. Linux. Linux scares me. Had a look at it once. I was like, nah, I'm not going here. I'm not going here. And that's another thing. So if I know I have to do a bit of CSS styling, I'll do it. Someone had a problem with one of their images being lazy load. So I said put it in as HTML instead, and that worked. But I don't like to get too dirty with HTML coding, especially JavaScript. And I know loads of people say, once you get into it and you learn it, it's not that bad. But yeah, me and JavaScript just don't mix very well at the moment. You're not an alien, George. You're not an alien, all right? You're not. You're more human than a human. Yep, exactly, Melissa. Do you and your husband talk? In fact, do you both work together at home? And what does he do? Does he work? Does he have his own business as well? I don't really do affiliate stuff. I just feel like, I just don't like to get bogged down with that. But yeah, we do SEO, so page speed performance, improving your pages or your website, your keywords. Because we did a heavy duty video on rank math. Don't know if you ever saw that. It's not just web design. So it's the business side, the marketing, the graphics as well. Thinking about, let me just put the light up on here. Thinking about your SEO, your page speed, and all of that as well. I think that would get very stressful, Matt, if you owned it with your family. So Web Squadron is part of the BATS web design agency, which is run by me and Mark Newman. And me and Mark Newman, we've known each other now for about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. Probably 8 or 9 years. So yeah, sometimes having someone else to bat ideas off is really, really good. But yeah, like Mark said, coaching, the mentoring and all of that. So it's not just about the designing for other people. Maybe they want to learn how to do it, or maybe you're a web design agency or a freelancer and you just want to have... we do the live chats now and we share stuff, we talk, right? But if you wanted that more dedicated, focused, like support or understanding of your business and how your setup is and, how you work with leads or clients and onboarding and all of that, we are there. Yeah, we worked in the NHS in analytics. For 8 or 9 years. He's a fish breeder on the side. I'm just trying to... So he's a data installing, fire alarm engineer, and fish breeder. Do you know how that sounds, Melissa, when you say he's a fish breeder? It sounds like he goes around breeding because there's more fish in the sea. Sounds quite dodgy, doesn't it? So it's like someone who where are you off to? Oh, I'm off to breed some fish. So he's breeding because there's more fish in the sea. You can discuss that with him tonight, all right? Definitely rank math. Mark, you got to watch the video I just posted, right? Mark Fanning, rank math. You got to go for rank math, all right? Yeah, Matt. So the web agency is BATS. The web squadron, okay, is part of the BATS, but this is where we focus more on the mentoring, the coaching, the mastery membership, the business side of it, the 5-day challenge. You know, the videos we do, the tutorials, the support. This is more about support, whereas the BATS web design agency, that's the full-on, the web design agency, right? So that's where people come to us and they just want a website. They don't want to learn. They don't want to do it themselves. They just want a website. Whereas the web squadron, it could be that maybe we're helping someone to build their website, and we might be doing bits of it as well, but we're training them, or we're working with people like you, agencies, freelancers, businesses, SEO, business, your marketing, your branding, your signature offering, your sales funnel, your social media. Have you got a marketing plan? Stuff like that. Your email automation, analytic reports, problem solving, how to get the best out of Pepsi Max, how to survive Skynet. We can help you when Skynet launches. We can save you. So at the so the main people, the directors of it are me and Mark, and we have a network of other people we can rely upon as well, but they are not employed or part of BATS or Web Squadron or whatever, right? Our company, basically, our business, because we don't need to use them all the time kind of thing, right? So it's mainly just us. And at the same time, we don't want to stretch ourselves or our resources too much either. Go for it, Mark. Hey, Mark, you got to just... I mean, you've subscribed, so watch him when you can, all right? Exactly, Melissa, when we need them. And often, you find, because we are very selective on the work we take on anyway, you don't always need them. So I get nervous about taking on a project where I'm like, I don't know if we can do that, let alone if our support can do that. Because I don't want the pressure on me. I don't want to put the pressure on them. And I don't want the client to think, oh, yeah, this is what I'm going to get. And then we go back a week later going, we can't do that. We can't make it work. Just read what you wrote there, Melissa. Breeding snails. Hey, if it works, right? If it works, it works. I mean, if that's how he likes to get, his... If that's how he likes, with snails, if that's how he likes to, lubricate his whatevers, doing whatevers, that's good for him, right? Yeah, see you later, Mark. Yeah, I think that's the main thing, Matt. And I would definitely say, You know, if you got a burning question about JavaScript or CSS or HTML, ask it here. We might not have the answer. There might be someone here that can help, but it might be you got to pay for it. That's the other thing I also want to let people know, that if anyone here does at any point feel like there is a problem and they have a solution, but they don't want to do it for free, I don't think there is any harm in saying, look, I can help, but there might be a charge for it, because it's not like a quick 5-10 minute answer. It might take an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 of your time. So I think, at the end of the day, we've got to respect that we are businesses as well. But I would say ask a question here. And 9 times out of 10, we advise, review, tell each other what for free. But if it was something that's going to take a bit more time, I would say, it's okay for people to kind of say, hey, yeah, we can do it, but it won't be completely free. So Melissa, you wouldn't believe how many people are buying snails on eBay. Really? What? As pets? Are they buying snails as pets? Are we talking about pets or just to eat? What are we talking about here? Eating or pets? Or maybe they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, right? So you got your characters on the board, right? And you're saying, right, we need someone to play Jabba the Hutt. The best thing we can get is this snail. And they put a snail on the board and you're just watching it crawl across. And if it gets anywhere near you, you enter a Final Fantasy, moment. Fight. What's a What's a sourdough? What is a sourdough, Pigstar? Oh, for the ponds, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Of course, for the ponds, because they are very good at... Because they clean the algae, don't they? They feed on the algae. Am I right? They feed on the algae on the aquarium. That's what I was thinking. But when you said it was your pet, I got a bit like, what? Is there an animal called sourdough? Sourdough, sorry, not sourdough. Sourdough. That I didn't know. Yeah, I used to have a little aquarium about 18 years ago. And I got rid of it after a year because I hated cleaning out that aquarium. Like the, oh God, just cleaning the glass. Getting rid of the water. When you put the pipe in, you go, you put the pipe in and it filters out and you oh God, it was a pain. I really hated that. Got on my nerves, that did. Continuously. Is sourdough, I don't know, is sourdough alive? Wow, Melissa. Well, sounds to me like your husband is onto a winner. He is the... What's his business name? The tank sucker. Because it sucks the algae. I don't know. The fish sucker. I don't know. Aquaman Life. Oh, I don't like that. It's too boring. No. We need to change it. We need to give him a new logo. Transform his business. Oh my God, Big Store. The bacteria will do suicide. Eat themselves off. Oh my God, this sounds torturous. The fish sucker. There's an idea. There you go. The fish sucker. You'll have all the single women contacting him then. and men. Uh, Aquaman life. Aquaman life. It just sounds too much like a superhero, doesn't it? Aquaman life. Just checking how long we've been live. So we've been live for 2 hours and 7 minutes. I will close this live chat off in 2 minutes. So 2-minute warning. Yeah, with the teachers. So, you know, I think they've raised stuff that we were kind of noticed as well. So he gets a bit hyperactive. And sometimes he loses focus. He's very good academically, but he loses focus. So it's about trying to get him to stay focused and commit to doing things, finish things through. I know, Pickstar, I know. 1 minute 40. Yeah, and like, you know, there'll probably be some assessments. You know, I don't know. Maybe he's got ADHD. I don't know. I don't think he has. But, you know, he got to hear a lot of that. So he heard the call as well. And I think it made him think as well about behaviour and stuff. And I think he's starting to take it a bit more seriously that, okay, you know, he thinks that when he's at school, he likes to think he's behaving. So if he messes around at home, he doesn't do that at school. But now he's gone, oh, actually, the teachers have noticed that he does do that. So he's going to think a little bit more. Yeah, that was about the call. So it's just about him be more focused and calm. I think that's his trouble. You know, he just like, don't be overly hyperactive and stuff like that. Don't worry, Tony. I mean, look, we'll see you when we see you, okay? Yeah, to be honest, Melissa, and like, I feel like when he knows he's being silly, or you tell him, look, don't do that, he does stop. So it feels more voluntary rather than involuntary. So I just think, like, I'm pretty sure that if they did all this testing on me as a kid, I know what I was like as a kid, even now, they would say I've got ADHD. They would, right? They seriously would. But is it like, you know, I just feel like sometimes like they always like to put a label, isn't it? It's like a label. See, he's very clever on how he thinks things through sometimes, you know. And I would like to think it is the high IQ, but we'll see. Yeah, or just to what I hope though is that it doesn't mean a change of class or school. That's what I really don't want. I don't want it to suddenly become like he's got to go to a different school or a different class, or because academically he is doing quite well, but I don't want that to get affected the minute you go into a different classroom setting. Yeah, I think that is kind of true, Pickstar. He is bored of normal things, yeah. Yeah, he likes to be stretched. Right, I am now going to let you all go. I will let you all go. And that's the other thing, Melissa. The school is like a 10-minute walk away. In the car, it's a 3-minute drive. It's a 10-minute walk away. It could really unsettle things if suddenly we have to, I don't know, a different school. But look, I'm going to let you all go. Thank you, everyone that's been here today. Of course, I'll keep seeing you and see you soon. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. If it's evening time, get some sleep. If it's early in the morning, get out your pajamas and go and do something, right? But take it easy. Yeah, George, remember, visual composer for life. Not really. Take care, Carapos. See you all soon, all right?